Hello, my beautiful viewers. How are you feeling? Ask me how I'm feeling. I'm feeling so happy. My beautiful life force, Laura, is here. My beautiful rosebud, Christa, is here. My beautiful miracle man, Howard, is here. And then my amazing sponsor for the Power Hour TV show is here in the house. And he is going to be our spotlight author for this today. And wow, the golden nuggets and the wisdom of this amazing man is going to blow your socks off. Are you ready? Are you ready for us? Come on over. Come on over, everyone. So, my beautiful life force, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I can. Oh, well, this is family time. We all know this, and it goes so much deeper than I think what the listeners really truly know. So I just again want to just say what an honor and a privilege to be with all of you every week. And now we have another cool kid in the club with us, Mr. Chaminda. So thank you. I am Laura Brennan, Ballet empowerment coach, author, TV personality, and just absolutely love sharing tools, techniques, and skills around mindset development. How can we truly empower our life so we may empower others? And I could go on, but I will not. To Miss Rosebud.
Hello, everybody. So I'm Christa. I come from Canada, Ontario, Canada, and there is a lot of snow and it's cold here. But so I am the Amazon #1 best-selling author of Skip the Pain, Experience the Pleasure, and my tagline is "Cut the crap
No, you
that's holding
don't.
you back, so you can live the life you
Oh my,
love." Compliments of Mr. Howard Brown,
that's
Miracle Man.
fabulous.
And the reason why I say this is because a lot of us hold on to our pain. And I help you shift your mindset from like a victimhood and a place of pain to a place of purpose and passion by the way we talk and the way we think and the way we act. And as well as everybody else, obviously, a TV personality, co host. Also, like many of us here, an author of The Art of Connection, 365 Days of Abundance. And if you don't have your copy, go get it now. Very, very excited about that. I'm an international speaker. Actually, I'm going to Romania in a few months. I will be, yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm an energy worker and nutritionist, and just most of all, thrilled to be here. I'm so excited to get into this book and highlight everything you have to offer. So, Mr. Howard Brown.
You got it. So, Chaminda, I'm so excited because we're going to talk about life and entrepreneurship today. And that's what you're all about. So, I'm excited because I went to Babson College, the #1 school for entrepreneurship in the whole world outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And it's my alma mater, and I love it so. But I am affectionately known as Mr. Shining Brightly. So I am a Silicon Valley entrepreneur and pioneer. I am also a #1 author on Amazon for my book, Shining Brightly, international award-winning speaker. And I have a top-rated podcast called The Shining Brightly Show, which discusses resilience and hope because we all get knocked down in life and in business and in health and in relationships, and we have to get back up again. And that's what you showed in your book. We're going to discuss that in detail today. So thank you for that. I'm so excited to be here. And Miss Sanet, who is my dancing queen butterfly and voice amplifier, please introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you, my miracle man. So, my beautiful ones, I am Sanet. I'm your voice amplifier. I create space and stages for millions of people across the world to come and share their wisdom, their brilliance, and their transformative stories. So, my beautiful Shamendo, thank you for being part of my life and telling your story. So, I'm going to kick off the question. And I want to say, because I know a little bit more about you and you are my sponsor, our interaction is a lot. And the way that you are treating people is, for me, a true testament of your amazing heart. So can I ask you, why did you decided to write this amazing book?
And give us an introduction too, first, before you answer the
Oh, I'm so
question.
sorry. Yes, please. Thank you, Howard.
Well, I'm the CEO of CT Marketing. We also have other organizations. Sites is my web development company. We have a charity organization called Bright Futures Program, where we sponsor kids from Sri Lanka. That's where I'm from originally. And we have a training company also called CT Marketing Training. So I'm the CEO, and what we do is what normally most of the entrepreneurs struggle with is the marketing bit, trying to find the ideal clients for them, because you might have a product or service that's amazing, but if you don't market it properly, your ideal clients is not going to come to you unless you market it. So that's what we do. What we do is we save the entrepreneurs or the coaches time, and we allocate my team's time to do everything, and we get you to do what you love, which is maybe spend time with your clients, and maybe if it's writing books or coaching, spend your time effectively rather than spending time on social media doing unnecessary things, because let the professionals handle that. So that's what we do.
Nice.
Going back to the question why I wrote the book, well, I was a Buddhist preacher about 10, 15 years ago. So I've done some preaching for a long period of time. I still have a YouTube channel where people follow me, and I have spent weeks, months in monasteries in Sri Lanka, as well as I've done meditation to a certain extent. So I know a little bit about Buddhism. So I thought I used the things that I learned from these Buddhist preachings to my business, and it helps me keep calm and quiet and enjoy what I'm doing. So I thought, okay, why not share the wisdom with others? So that's the whole purpose of the book.
Thank you. My beautiful Laura.
Yes, I love this book. I love the entire idea of connecting to the monk or the monk-is inside of us. I truly believe we all have it. That wisdom and that innate knowing and connectivity to a higher power. When we can tap into it, I think it is absolutely transformational. And what I loved about your book is it has this simplicity, but yet it is impactful. If you follow, what I loved is how you created the flow of the book with the life lessons. I just thought that was amazing because this is real actionable steps that the reader can take immediately. And we love that, especially for the audience here. So I'm going right to like my big kind of question that I loved, which when I read it, uh, empowered, which I'm kind of getting known for, about empowering our journey so we may empower others. And this is something that's very important to you also. The chapter around real success, you wrote something about, and I'm paraphrasing, impact over income, and how we can create the legacy. And that's really by helping others transform their life. So I know you have a lot of information in the book, and now you've got this incredible company and team. But in a humble way, for those of us just starting out, we don't really have the legacy. We really haven't been able to create impact or income. What is something that you may offer the audience to help empower the beginning of their journey so that they feel that they will be able to empower a little bit later on down the road?
Well, it's we are trying to find a solution to a problem. So everyone is, and that's where the market is. So when we are trying to find a solution, we are trying to actually help someone. So look at it in the helping perspective and genuinely try to help that person. So that is, in a way, helping others. You start with a small thing. It could be, giving a pound or a dollar to a beggar in the streets or something like that. But you don't stay there. It could be 1% of what you're earning that you give now. But if you keep doing it, you can do a lot in the long run, because when we first started, we started with 12 kids, sponsored their education for 12 kids, and before long it was 20. Now we are approaching 50, and we want to get to 100 before the end of the year. And so that's, we plan to get to 50 because we only started last year. And the impact it made through the team itself, because the whole purpose changes, that everyone is trying to do, their purpose is totally different. They're not focusing on money, they're not focusing on the work, they don't care, because we have a huge purpose now. It's an amazing purpose. And everyone, because when you go and see these faces, these poor kids, it's amazing. It's a different feeling. I'm sure you, every one of you, have experienced this. It's not like only I have done it, you have done it as well. But it's this amazing feeling you get. You can't put a value into that. So that's why you need to start small and then slowly increase it as you grow.
And I love that example of whether it's one child and you move up into 200, and to be transparent and share. My husband and I were introduced to an orphanage in Uganda, and we couldn't give much, and we started just small, and just being able to have them eat and get medical supplies and all of those things. And it is true, it's become my goal is to get them enough money so they can have a home, like an actual home. They sleep in the dirt, and so it isn't about money. The drive isn't about money anymore. It's about providing for someone to change their lives. So I think that's just amazing what you do. Thank you,
Thank you.
Miss Christa.
Wow. I just love the way the show goes, because you can start off with a mindset that you're going to ask one question, and then someone says something that just explodes for me in my heart. So when you're talking about, building up with the children, and when Laura was talking about it, reminded me also of giving. And I'm really hoping the listeners really listen to this and get this, because of the bigger purpose and the impact, even on one person. It could be a child, it could be an adult, it doesn't matter. But very similar, I was with my late husband who passed away. I had a son, and so we adopted a daughter from a different country, and would send money, and she, through a translator, would write back in her language, and the translator would write back. So it was as if he had this adopted sister, and then I would have him write to her. And at the same time, there was the monthly donation of money, and she would say specifically how it impacted her, how she was able to go to school, and that became even a bigger purpose. And I seen that throughout, your book, the bigger purpose. And, starting off in the beginning, when you're talking about, we look into a mirror, and this is what really changed your life as well as mine, because we go through life with these limiting beliefs, and for me, thoughts, the way we talk, the way we act, and climb the corporate ladder, work harder, keep going, stress yourself out, and you will achieve happiness. And then all of a sudden, this life changing moment happened, and you stopped everything. You get off your phone, you shut down all the distractions, and you calmed yourself to a state of peace. So tell us a little bit more about this. I kept obviously reading about this, but from your perspective, talk a little bit about that, because I know the listeners will have this life-changing insight, because so many people are on that treadmill, all the time chasing that happiness, chasing that happiness. But you seem to find that key.
So about that, actually, I'm finding more and more time at the moment spending without doing anything, because that is where the creativity happens. But let me go back how it happens. So what happens to most of us is we get too busy with everything, and we have everything open. So the eyes are open, the ears are open, we hear everything, we try to process everything, we listen to, we watch news, and that's running behind your head, and that's just a total mess. So you keep going through the day thinking about those things, and that's just too making you too busy. What you need is the tranquility to see yourself, because it's not something that you're taking from outside, it's something that is inside that opens up. So for everyone has this. It's not like, oh, some of them have it and some of them don't. Everyone has it. They have to calm down and then shut everything off. What happens when it's like the Buddhist monks say, it's like the still water. You can see the depth when it's not moving, right? But when it's moving, you drop a stone and then you can't see anything. It's like you see through inside, and then you're going to see a lot more, clearer and clearer, and you get clarity, because most of the people are lacking the clarity. Without clarity, it's like, you can't hit a target you can't see, right? So it's the same thing. So if you don't have clarity, you don't know where you're going, you don't know where you are, then you get nowhere. So I think that's what it is. So just need to calm down. It's harder at the beginning, but just to try to not do anything, not even think. That is
Mhm.
the hardest part. I've read about this afterwards in most of or heard about it in audiobooks, actually. Most of these billionaires, that's what they do. They just shut down everything, and then that's when the creativity hits. So I think you need to shut down the noise and listen to yourself without even thinking. Let everything come to you without doing anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you so much for explaining it so perfectly. And I totally agree. I know for myself, when I shut everything down, that's when the ideas are inspired. Um, I might not even know it then, I might know it afterwards. That's when I also let in other things, divine messages, anything really kind of to come in and sit inside me and really accept it and to let go of any controlling thoughts is the biggest thing that I've learned. Instead of what is in my will and what I think my action should be, sometimes these ideas will come and it's like, huh, I never thought about that. And to have that inner peace, that is where the happiness lies. So thank you so much for bringing this up, and I really encourage every single one of these viewers to make sure and get this book because it will change your life. So thank you, Howard.
Thank you. So, as a serial entrepreneur, most people don't realize coming out of the pandemic that there's more entrepreneurs out there. It's a lonely life. You take on so much on yourself. And one of the things I liked about the book, and I agree everything with Laura and Chris have said, Chaminda, is that you put in summaries to reinforce your points. It's a very easy to read book. I love the three P's of peace, purpose, and passion. But one of the things I want you to really explain to people, because you need to learn from failure. And I call that
Oh,
walking in darkness in my book. I probably just stole Sanet's question.
Me
But this is really important to understand. So if you'd like to share a little bit, because you said that you were unprepared. So tell us what you
too.
learned from your failure, because you described it very, very eloquently in the book.
Well, when we all do this, when we first start a company, we are all passionate about it, and then we think we know everything about it, right? And then we think the clients are going to come to us. I felt the same. This was an app that I developed for kids, and I thought, okay, it's gonna hit the millions very soon. But it took a lot of effort, and we always we underestimate the effort it takes to do things. So this is one thing that we do when we first start, and the other thing is when we first start, we go through some scenarios where we make mistakes. The most important thing is to understand what you did wrong and then correct it as you go along. If you keep correcting and not do the same mistakes over and over, then you are progressing. The consistency compounds. So what happens is you need to be consistent doing the right things and avoid doing the wrong things, because when I recruited the wrong people. When I spent money, I spent on wrong things. I was advertising and I didn't even have a proper product or service done. When I advertised, I was just advertising on my page to get likes and followers. I got to like 40,000 by spending, I don't know, about 20,000 pounds, but it was useless. I had to shut down the company. So yeah, I spent about 200,000 pounds on this company with along with other partners. It was a lot of money at the time because I had to take loans, and that was all I had. And the sooner you learn, the better. And the most important thing is try to listen to people, because people have gone through this. They have done it before us. We think we are the first ones doing it, and we put ourselves in the okay, I know everything mode, which is most of the time which might lead to a disaster. So learn from others who've done it, and yeah, try to avoid those mistakes that others have done, and learn from your own mistakes, because we all do mistakes. It's not like we know everything.
Right. So being a fellow entrepreneur that started technology companies, I will tell you that building the team, you need to take a lot of time building the right people, team, and the chemistry. The other thing is that you showed in the book so beautifully that you did get back up again. You proved resilience, and that's beautiful. And that, as an entrepreneur, that's the strongest muscle that you have to have, because you get knocked around pretty hard. So with that, I'll hand it over to Sanet if she has a new question for you.
Thank you, my beautiful one. And also saw that Laura had the same question that she wanted to ask. So, my beautiful Chaminda, can you tell us your 5 life fundamental principles that you lived by and work by?
Well, one of the most important ones is never give up. That's like my lifeline. And I try to give without expecting. I think that's helped me a lot, because people don't focus enough on that, and that's another thing. Uh, I do what I love doing, so I don't feel like working. Many people ask me, "How can you work like this?" I'm not working. I don't feel like working. I don't work anymore. I'm just enjoying every bit of it. So that's also one more thing.
Love that.
I might have to think about the other two. I don't know. What else? I work.
Celebration.
Yeah, love that.
Celebration, yeah, that I forget that actually, but yeah, I need to start celebrating a little bit more. And my as my coach, well, meditation. I still have a meditation one-to-one coach, so she always says,
Nice.
focus on fun, because I lack a little bit more. She says have some fun and have some breaks, because every time I go on a break and come back, I come with a lot of creativity and a lot of new things. So sometimes we need that break as well. So I think I live by I live happily. Most of the time I'm happy, I'm easygoing, I'm calm. So these are things that will help you go. Because if you get stressed for every little thing, it makes it your life very, very difficult. So I think those are I think I got to five.
Thank you. You have, thank you. I remember somebody said to us, Gideon is one of the guests that came to the TV show. He said, we were talking about failure, and he said, DSD. And everybody was looking like this, like, What's D is D? And then he said, do, and then I have to do this. Something different. If it is not working and you see it's not working, do something different. So I will remember then I turn around and he said, yes, you can turn around as well. Laura, your turn, my girl.
Oh yeah, I'd love to have a conversation with you off the air because again, I'm going to reiterate this. I listen to Gregorian chants. I've been meditating to Gregorian chants since I've been very young. Um, I've been very connected to monasteries and priesthoods, and it was just something kind of I came into this world with. So I really feel very aligned with the idea of a monk mindset and bringing it into the 21st century before and, of course, in the future. I just think that there is an elegance and a refinement to the mindset of someone that can master thought. My family here knows I specialize in thought energy. My whole book, my coaching, everything I do is around the science of empowerment, which is around energy, energy in, energy out. And something that you wrote about, I had a little bit of a little flip in my heart thinking about you being a very young boy in the school around the luxury of energy to most of the kids that were there, holes in the shoes, etc. I also loved, and I don't want to give too much away because everyone really should read this book, your mother and what she did in her life to, help you there. Even though she had a little bit of energetic doubt at one point too, but you didn't let that be a bump in the road at all. I always believe that there's something in our childhood that when adversity is appearing, we almost tap into our truest nature, but then it's very fleeting because we're young, we're underdeveloped, and the hardships take over. Looking back in those moments of your childhood, the doubt, the insecurities, the lack of confidence, other people not believing in you, being locked out of your home, metaphorically, figuratively, etc. Could you go back to a moment that maybe you personally can now see that was back there, that you had that built in resilience? You almost had that connection to that monk mentality because there is something in you that's been a thread all the way through that has kept you going the way you have and continue to go. And it's something we're born with. We may not remember it, but it is, I believe, coded in the DNA from birth. We just forget it. But there's something that when you write about being in that school, that I wonder if you look back at that little boy, if you knew that he knew something deep down inside.
Well, at the time, I knew that, well, I knew that I was poor, my family was poor, but I knew that that's just the start because it's not where you start, right? It's where you end, what
Mhm.
matters. So I knew that I can get to somewhere. I didn't expect to be here, but I knew that I would get somewhere because I can remember when I was around 16 or 17, I went back to my father to spend time with him because my mom and my dad were separated, divorced when I was 7 years old. And then we weren't allowed to speak to him or be in contact with him. So that's the kind of culture we had back home. So we had to listen to my mother. And when I was 16, 17, I was like, no, I need to go and speak to him, spend some time with him. But they had this mentality, this limiting beliefs where he was happy with me becoming like a bus driver or a conductor in a bus that he was driving. And I was thinking, oh my God, this is my father talking to me. What are you thinking? Is that even a job? No disrespect to anyone, but I had a bigger dream. And he was trying to determine who I was going to be, and he had no right. And I was like, no. Uh, at that time, I felt so, I don't know how to explain, like down, as in, why would they think about me like this? I have a bright future. I knew that I was going to get to somewhere, but I didn't know where. So yeah, I was going until I found it. Like how I was going after Buddhism, I was doing the same with Buddhism as well until I found that monk.
I love that right there. That's a quote. I just kept going until I found it. And I love that. And that's what I think, it's what I picked up. Like I can almost see that vision of you walking in that school. You were so aware of what was around you, but it did not block you from something inside new. And then when your father, your mother said, no, you can't talk to your father. The minute you were able to find that connection with your dad, off you went. And then even when he said, I'm going to limit you, you kept going until you found that connection in you. Like, oh, no, you're not. I'm dreaming bigger. I'm envisioning bigger. I love that. You just keep going until you find it. And you didn't know exactly what you were looking for and what you were going to find. You just knew this is not it. So I love that. I love that. I, for me, I love when someone challenges my own mindset and gives me a golden nugget that I can then take. And I think that's really, for me, transformational for the listeners. Don't stop until you find it. And you'll know when you're on the right track because it will feel right. And you know when you're on the wrong track, and not that there's anything wrong with either track, but of course we'd rather be on the right track. But you'll know because all of that servitude and giving, that inner peace and that entrepreneurial spirit will start to rise to the top. So thank you. Thank you, Chaminda. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that story. Yeah, I connected a lot to it, and how Laura said, those golden nuggets. And when you just know something, but you don't know how to word it. So that's one of the things I found in your book. So how you worded it, or I'm going to paraphrase it: the nature of happiness is when you crave something. So you actually suffer until you attain it. And we keep craving it and we keep suffering it. And then we get it, no matter what it is. If we buy something, whatever it is. So then we get it. And we get that fleeting moment of happiness. And then what happens? It leaves. And then we want something else and we crave something else until we try to give that. And you kind of looked at it from a point of ice cream. I like ice cream, so I get it. You think of ice cream and you can almost taste it, and you can go, all this time and pretty well fantasize about this ice cream. And then you are almost suffering because you're maybe lacking in other calories because you're planning the day. I'm going to have that ice cream, and you have that ice cream. You finally acquire it, and you feel that happiness, that joy, and then it goes away after the first couple bites. So that whole kind of repetitive cycle that we put ourselves through, when you wrote about that, it was such a light bulb moment because I truly connect with it. But the way you put into the words in your book really amplified the meaning to me. So, can you speak a little bit more about maybe how that impacted different areas of your life, how you seen happiness, how you didn't want to have to suffer to get it or crave it?
Well, that's what we do normally is we only attach, we think we attach to things and people, but this attachment always happens from the mind. We can only attach with the mind. So for example, we think we own this, we have a car, we have a house, we have a wife, and then tomorrow you die and you got nothing because it's all gone, right? So you can't physically attach with anything really, but we think it's like a physical attachment, but you're only mentally attaching. And so if you, the more you attach, the more you suffer. The attachment and the suffering is correlated, right? So you suffer with what you are attached to most. So if you lose something or someone, that you love most, that's when the pain is at the most. So when you understand this, you try to have this balance so that you are ready for anything that happens, and you don't attach in such a way that it will destroy you. So that's the kind of balance you have. But it's not the enlightenment or nirvana, as we say in Buddhism, but the more you get closer to it, the more you release the attachment. So
Mm.
the longer you have attachments, you are suffering. But with the attachment comes the suffering. So if you are ready to leave the attachments away, then you are suffering less. So going back to this question of the rotation of the things, what happens is, if we want a house, we want a house, we crave for the house, we do everything, we sacrifice our holidays, everything, and then we buy the house. What happened? Nothing really happened. It's just someone wrote on a deed that this belongs to this person. What happens if you die on the next day? Who does it belong to? You don't. It doesn't belong to you anymore. So that's the thing that you need to understand when you are living in this life. So as long as you know this, you don't attach too much, and then you don't suffer that much.
Mm.
So I think, is
Yeah.
that clear, or is that
Yeah,
good enough?
absolutely. And all I kept thinking is, I hope every person is showing this to their teenager right now, because to learn this at such an early age is a gift. So as they grow up, they don't have to grow up thinking, I'm going to be happy when.
Yeah.
Period. I'm going to be happy when I get the house. I'm going to be happy when I get the car, when I get the right relationship. And if that relationship crumbles, well, then I'm going to crumble. Or if the house, my, millions and millions of dollar house, I don't have anymore, well, then who am I? I'm the same person. You can't take those things with you. What really is important to us is the relationships and the connections and the authentic connections we make with each other, and detaching from the physical things that we need, detaching from the outcomes that we expect. Even sports, we want a certain, a certain team to win, and they don't win, and you can see people, their lives are crashing down. Sorry for sports fans, but to kind of give that analogy, but to detach from the outcomes and not think we can control that to create our happiness. So yes, I'm really hoping a lot of the younger people. I know for myself, I'll be spreading this to my teenage children. As well as my older child, and for myself, it's just another reminder of why I do what I do, and why it's so important to connect with people, connect with their authenticity, their kindness, not their egos. So thank you. I really appreciate you writing that and putting that in such a beautiful way. Howard.
Thank you.
Well, Krista, way to steal my question on cultivating happiness. So I'll go to my other questions. So one of the things that I speak and preach about is mentorship is the lost art of leadership. Being able to mentor someone or be the mentee, which you allowed yourself to do, was life changing. Speak about mentorship and how that kind of evolved in your life.
Uh, well, first, like I said, I didn't believe in this. I tried to do it myself, and then I messed everything up, right? And then I started learning. I started listening to audiobooks. I'm not a reader, so I didn't really read, but audiobooks helped me a lot. Then I hired coaches. I have about five coaches. One training me on speaking, one on meditation, one on the business strategies, one on leadership. And who did I miss? There's a person helping me with books. So it's just, what happens is, people can specialize on different areas, and they can help you. Why try to figure everything out on your own? I'm not saying you can't, you can, but it's going to take a long time. But if you speak to a specialist in one area, that person is specialized for a reason. That person can help. So I think being a mentee is really important if you want to fast track your journey. If you want to go slow and if you want to do everything on your own, it might be a solution for some. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but we all believe in going to school. That's the exact thing that we are doing. We believe in what the teachers teach us. So that's the exact thing that we are doing. Why not become a student when you are grown up too? So
Yeah.
I'm very into mentorship, and yeah, I love it, and I think everyone needs it, but I don't know if everyone appreciates it.
That's a
We
wow.
do.
No, no, we do, we do. So I
We
bet you're
do.
a great mentor as well, and you're doing a lot of philanthropy. So, Sanet, over back to you.
Thank you, my beautiful miracle man. My beautiful Shaminda, if you have a sentence to give to the viewers out there, maybe two sentences. If somebody really wants to write a book and the feeling that you have now completing the book and giving it out to the world, what encouragement will you give to a person?
Um, I don't know about putting it in two sentences, but I will say in my own words. So I think if you have something to share, if you're not sharing, you're doing a disservice because everyone can learn something from you. I think it'll be a disservice if you don't share what you have.
I love that.
Thank you. I also want just to tell you, my beautiful viewers, please check down below in the show notes. Shaminda's book is there. The links to his book is also there. His detail to connect with him and connect to beautiful Laura and Krista and Howard. Everything is in there, and there's even my how to get to connect to me. So please connect with us. Go down below. Go down below. So my beautiful co-host and Shaminda, it's almost time for the paparazzi, but we do have one question. If it's not going to be too much talking, so Laura or Krista will be able to get one question in, but short. Okay,
Yep.
who is going to go? Laura, go.
All right. You talk about discipline and how discipline is needed in order to take that first step and continue the steps. What is a quick wording that you could give the listening audience around cultivating discipline? Because many of us stink at it.
Uh, Well, it's Brian Tracy's frogs come to my mind. So there are five frogs on a log. They decide to jump. Well, four of them decide to jump, and he asks, "How many are left?" So the answer, I think, it's Brian Tracy, and the how many are left? It's five because they decided, but they didn't jump. So I think taking action is the key. So for discipline, just take action. Don't think
Beautiful.
about it too much. Ready, fire, aim. Just do it. I think that's the key. And when you start, it takes effort to stop. But if you don't start, it takes a lot of effort to start. Just start it. That's my
I love it.
yeah
Perfect. Just do it. Take
Well,
action.
well,
yeah.
Krista, you've got the short one, my girl. Go.
Okay, really quickly, you say pain into power. This is only a temporary place, and I talk a lot about transferring pain into a sense of power. So go. Anything you can say about that?
Pain. Well, the biggest revenge is massive success. So if you want if you are in some sort of pain, you are in mental pain more than a physical pain. So take that mental pain. You think, okay, I'm suffering. Why? Because you're probably embarrassed. You're probably down. So prove it that it's wrong. No, I can't do it. Just prove to yourself, prove to others that you can do it. Anyone can do it. If I did it, if you guys did it, anyone can do it. It just takes action.
Yes, absolutely. Pain into power. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for giving
Love
me a
it.
chance.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
It's the speed round, Chaminda. Here we go. Get ready for the paparazzi and all those out there watching. All right. So a big shout out to Jose Escobar, who is winning the day because he came on as an author. And the first speed words are morning routine. Short answer. That's a question for you. What morning routine? What's that done for you?
Morning routine. Morning is where the energy is with you. So morning routine is where you need to start. So listen to something in the first 10 minutes, and that will change the whole day. That will give you a boost. That will change your momentum. So yeah.
Excellent. All right. Number 2, lifelines. Rah, the paparazzi. Lifelines.
Lifelines. You have as many lifelines as you want. Just don't give up.
Perfect.
I love
Number
that.
3, gratitude.
Gratitude. Well, you are here. You are alive. So be grateful that you are alive. Whoa,
Okay.
miracle man, tell me.
Oh no, I'm grateful. Great. I'm lucky, blessed, and grateful. All right. Number 4 is going to be in your book. Success equals
Mhm.
Success equals, well, to me, it's giving others, serving others.
the word you actually use in the book is freedom. Success equals freedom. That's how you actually authored it. I read your book.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. Okay. It's okay. You can't memorize your whole book. All right. The next one is hope. Hope.
Mhm.
Hope.
Those 4 letters that mean a lot. Hope.
Hmm. Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, hope is the fuel, okay, that gets you through the hard times into success. That's according to my book. So I got that from your book. All right, last one, okay. Giving back equals,
Mhm.
this is right from your book. Giving back equals,
Giving
three,
back equals me, it's happiness. Giving back is happiness. I don't know
you
what
use
it
3
says in
words. You
the book.
use joy, kindness, and happiness. Joy
Yeah.
was joy. You said giving back is a joy for you. And I love that. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Wow. So, my beautiful Shaminda, how are you feeling at this moment?
Mm.
Well, I'm feeling very happy and joyful because I gave back.
We dug into your book. We dug in deep. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
thank you, and thank you for being our amazing spotlight author today. So, my beautiful viewers, I know that you had some golden moments, and there was a lot of tips that uh, was on the show, and then even on the replay. Please jot down some of the points because I do believe you can hear something now, but if you don't take action on the things you hear, you're not going anywhere slowly. So, my beautiful ones, I wanted to say thank you, my beautiful Rosebud, my beautiful Life Force and Miracle Man, for being amazing and coming up with all the questions. And this was a very short turnaround because you only received the book. So I just want to say thank you. And then, my beautiful Shamanda, I wish. And my wish to you is that every reader that will look at this with their eyes must be blessed because there were so many points, there were so many golden nuggets in your book. And the most important thing was that stillness. And I do practice the stillness every day. So I just want to say that's also where all my God is giving me all my visions to say what or to do what I need to do. But now the next thing is, are you ready, Shamenda? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
May I ask if you would love to have a dance with us?
Absolutely.
Thank you. My beautiful viewers, are you ready to have a dance with us? And yes, you can put on your glasses and we're going to have a dance. Here we go. Oops, now I cannot see.
I'll be different.
Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Butterflies to eat
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.